or this morning. Just depends on what part of the world you're in. Welcome in. Hi, Eternal. How you doing, baby? How you feeling? I was wondering if you're still awake. Something tells me you're going to be dozing off within the next 30 minutes or an hour. I'm happy you can join me, baby. So how's everyone doing this fine morning, evening, Thanksgiving officially for me now, since it's Thursday morning. Hopefully my fellow American lovelies got some great plans for Thanksgiving. To where me, I'm just staying home. I know my brother's probably not happy with me, but I know he'll understand. So I'm going to spend Thanksgiving at home in peace and quiet. Enjoy the house to myself. And I'll probably stream with y'all later. So I plan on doing probably just a regular stream for maybe an hour, and then I'll convert it over to paid memberships only at some point. So my paid members, it'll be more of an intimate setting for later on this evening. So I thought I'd hop on, see what's going on with y'all. Found it interesting because as soon as I woke up, Spirit had a song in my head. So someone must be really going through it, but I feel like, things will get better in time. It's just going to take some time, y'all. I feel like someone's going through a separation or a breakup with someone you've been involved with. It feels like it's been a long-term relationship too. Something that's at least been a year long, if not longer. I understand that it's hard to separate, especially when you've invested your time, energy, and possibly even resources into a relationship, and then to watch it fall apart. I know it's not easy. I want y'all to know Spirit's saying it's going to get better. Whoa. So I pulled out one of my new decks. I haven't messed with at all. It's pretty crazy because I still got several tarot decks that I haven't touched yet, that I still have to, I have them all cleansed. I just haven't used them yet. I probably shuffled them a handful of times, and that's about it. So this is one of my new Lenormand decks. It's a huge deck though, because it has like 132 cards and some additional cards that come with it. And it's interesting to me because as I was sitting here shuffling this deck, I had a few cards jump out, and I know it pertains to even something that I did yesterday when I did a reading for my memberships, and some of the same cards came out. So y'all need to pay close attention. If you're ignoring things, Spirit's saying you need to stop ignoring the obvious and really get in gear. Take time out, as hard as it is to have to really come to terms with something falling apart or things being tricky. And I feel like for some of y'all, this involves y'all's resources. So this is y'all's money, y'all's material wealth, even your career. That seems to be in question right now. There's something you're not paying close enough attention to that needs your attention. I feel like it's something that needs to happen here pretty quickly. So, Spirit just even said, if you don't have the money to go, like knowing that we're, you know, getting into the Christmas holiday shopping season, don't go out there and blow money you don't have. Don't be foolish. Because the people who really love you don't want to see you going broke just to get them a gift just for the holiday season. They'd much rather see you doing and taking care of yourself and your needs. So, it takes a lot, I know, to manage, especially when you feel like, you know, you're up against a rock and a hard place with no way out. Talk about my father. What about my father? And which father you talking about? Because I got two. You know, Total Kane, you know, you can always say hi first, too. Instead of, you know, just saying talk about your father. It's kind of rude. So, talk about my father. You know, you need to be more specific. Because I was blessed with two daddies. Not just one. And both my dads. I'm a big daddy's girl. One, I look just like him. The other one, I got a lot of his personality and mindset, we can say. Plus, he taught me how to shoot pool. So, I don't know what else you want to know besides that. So, anyhow, beautiful people, you know, even for someone out there, involving a relationship you're in or you've been in, maybe it could have just ended for someone. If you're seeing a bunch of red flags, Spirit's saying don't ignore them. Those red flags are showing you and giving you your answer that you keep asking for. You keep looking for a sign, they said, and Spirit saying you're already getting those answers. You just don't want to accept the obvious, is what they just said. And I know that's difficult to hear, especially again when I know you've invested time, energy, and even possibly your money into a relationship and then it fails. But if that person ain't treating you well, they're not worth your time and energy. And they're definitely not worth your tears. They're not worth the stress and the headache. If you're still finding yourself empty, not feeling like your wants or your needs are being fulfilled, or feeling like your person isn't listening to you. And, you know, for someone, this feels like even a third party I'm picking up. So, Spirit again saying, if you have a thought that your person is involved with someone else, don't ignore it. Especially if you're seeing text messages or anything else. Ooh, Spirit even just said I would look at the credit card if you have a joint account with them. Because the obvious is there, is what Spirit just said. So, the Spirit's showing me for someone out there, your person's out there, spending not just time, but it looks like possibly even money on someone else. Whether that's eating out. I just picked up a trip too. So they might have taken a trip with someone recently. Or they're planning on it. So that should give you the answer to it. Hi, Jack. How you doing, baby? I appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving. Y'all got any special plans? Are y'all gonna be doing Black Friday shopping? Which I know some places started on Thanksgiving evening, which I think is just absolutely absurd. But that's me. I don't go out in that craziness. There's nothing out there worth getting into a physical altercation over. Not now, nor has it ever. I'm that girl that would go and spend full price just so I don't have to deal with the nonsense out there. But of course, if I didn't have the money, I didn't do that either. So, I'm just gonna see. Spirit, what else? If y'all want a personal reading, it's $10 US. Only through my PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. Don't do it through the super chat. That don't count. Alright, Spirit. You want to tell me something else, Spirit? That the collective needs to hear real quickly. What the heck was that? Spirits encouraging you to take action. Don't wait. Again, don't ignore something that needs your attention and needs it now. Otherwise, you'd be taking a greater risk by ignoring it. Because I feel like it's going to come and bite you in the butt before the year's over with. And be careful who you give more of your time and attention to. Again, Spirit's saying some people are just not worth the energy. They're not worth the headache. I guess someone who's insecure. Someone's taken a deep dive into being out in the spotlight. So this could be public speaking. This could be someone in the entertainment industry, like modeling, singing, acting. Even someone who might do some of the backstage type work. Like I get a producer for someone. Spirit saying there might be some delays. You may have to reconsider some of your obligations, because I feel like some of these projects are going to be, they're going to take a little longer to start. So have a backup plan. If you got all your hopes into this one project, Spirit saying, you may want to find another backup plan. Because it's going to be a delay. Like 3 months, is what Spirit just said. So I'm getting something's not going to start until spring, like mid in March. What else, Spirit? See if anything else comes out. Again, you're going to have to come to terms with a sticky situation. You might even be having arguments with people. Someone could even be acting out. I get someone who's very hostile. Whoever this is for, like, if you have someone in your life who's physically abusive, get away from them. It's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse. Spirit saying take action by getting out of there. find somewhere else you can go. And I feel like you're going to find the right people in the right time that's going to be able to help you. What else, Spirit? Is there anything else you want to show me? Someone's going to reach out to you soon. I don't know who this is for, because this is all general collective stuff. You might be hearing from someone. I feel like it's someone you haven't heard from in a little while. Like an estranged family member or friend. I'm not picking up love. I'm picking up this is a family member or friend. I feel like it's like the last person you'd ever thought you'd hear from. For someone, this has to do with someone feeling like they're ashamed of something. Or even feel like maybe you feel ashamed of them for something they did. Alright, Spirit. Is that it? Anything else? No, I'm not getting anything else. So, I don't know who all this is for. I know it's for more than one person. So the main message here is pay closer attention to your resources. Don't ignore the obvious. Something having to do with y'all's money. Like making sure everything is coming out. Not making sure you're not overspending something. And again, something having to do with the relationship. It's not going to get better. It's time to get out of it. And when it comes to some type of job or possible project on the horizon, Spirit's saying there's delays. So don't put all your eggs in one basket is what Spirit just said. Hoping that that one project's going to produce for you to have an income or job security. Spirit saying it's going to be delayed. I'm still getting like the middle of March. Middle to end of March is possibly when it'll start. As the way the energy's sitting right now. So what's going on, beautiful people? Where'd you go, Eternal? Did you fall asleep on me, baby, already? Or are you distracted? It's like, Eternal, did you not see what I put together for you, baby? That you said you liked? I'm still trying to wake up, y'all. My alarm clock went off twice, and I looked at it, it's like, yeah, I'd like to sleep in, Spirit, and they said nope. So, it's not like I had anywhere to go today, but I love it when my spirit guides tell me, nope, I can't sleep in. I got work to do. That's what they told me. What does that mean, Spirit? It's like the energy's still been all over the place. Mushroom, you can get lost. You in the wrong chat, buddy. Greatest. We're not in here to talk about me. This is a tarot channel. It wouldn't let you chat. Well, what'd you do, Eternal? You broke it? I love Night. Thank you. You like my style? Yeah. One of my friends made me a bunch of headdresses. So I put these two together for my tropical Hawaiian heritage and my mermaid, since I'm a Pisces. Hi Joshua, how you doing? One of my mods said they like my my seashell crown, and gotta have the flowers for my Hawaiian heritage. Joshua, I appreciate the offer, but I don't know who you are. I got my mods already. And they didn't get that mod. I didn't assign them to be mods until several months after they've been with me. So, it takes time for me to get to know people. Plus the fact that they bought readings from me too. Just like Eternal. I got the best mods. Ain't that right, Eternal? I'm glad you're doing okay. I'm gravy. I'm as gravy can be. I guess I'm not too bad. We're okay. Are you sure you're okay, Eternal? You're one of my best mods, and you know it, so hush yourself. Doggone it. Spirit almost had half my deck go flying across the table. That would not have been good. So did you see my seashells, Eternal? Hi Valerie, how you doing, sweetheart? Welcome, happy Thanksgiving. At least it's Thanksgiving for me because I'm on the Eastern time zone. Yeah, I thought of you when I put it together. It's like, well, maybe you'd like this better. Because I didn't feel like putting on my actual crown. Maybe I'll wear that later. But we'll wait and see. Wait and see how I feel. What I feel like dressing up like. I could always go through and put on my other geisha fan headdress too. Let's see. I don't know who you are. Hello, Hard Rock. How are you doing? You know, I don't even know how to say your name, but this is not a dating site. Thank you for the compliment, but you obviously are very young. It's officially your birthday today. Well, happy birthday. How old are you, Hard Rock? How old you turn today? "41. Well, happy 41st birthday. How does it feel to have your birthday fall on Thanksgiving Day every 7 years? To be 41 again. Gosh, I act like I'm so much older. So that makes you a Sagittarius, right, Hard Rock? It's so funny, when I was in my 20s, or even late teens, I thought 40 was old. And now that I've reached over my 40s, it's like, I don't know what the heck I was thinking. Because I'm 44, and I don't feel old. But it's so funny, you know, when you're much younger, you look at your parents, you're like, oh my gosh, you're old. Until you reach that age, you're like, this isn't old. I'm in my prime. A Sagittarius. Sagittariuses are cool. No, it's not old at all. I don't feel like I'm in my 40s. I still feel like I'm in my 20s. I just have a much older mindset, is what I say. But yeah, so funny. And then I'm sure once we reach our 50s and 60s, we'll be saying the same thing. I just tell my friends and family, it's like, I hope by the time I'm in my 50s, I hope I still look half as good as I do now. Hopefully I don't have any white hair yet, or gray hair. That's true. You have a lot more wisdom with it. With experience comes wisdom. So, yeah, I don't feel like I'm 44. I feel like I'm like 24, 25. So, I think that's a good thing. And it's even more funny because I got clothes from when I was in high school that I still have, that I can still wear. It blows my mind. I actually have a red dress from high school. I actually have a few dresses. I still even have one of my homecoming dresses I wore in high school. Your body feels it sometimes, but not your mind. Yeah, that's true too. There's those days my back lets me know. Other than that, I still feel like I'm in my 20s. So I know what you mean there. Aging is good. As long as you age gracefully. As long as I keep aging gracefully like my Asian side, I'll be good. My, the women in my family on my dad's side, which is where my Hawaiian and Japanese heritage comes from, they all told me I don't have to worry about getting any gray hair. I won't get any gray hair until I'm in my 50s. It's like, gosh, I hope y'all are right. Because I surely don't want to spend the money having to dye my freaking hair. It would get way too expensive. Then I would have to chop my hair. I just saw that come over. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, girlfriend. You got a question for me, Valerie? Or just whatever spirit wants to share with your girlfriend. You know, I got so many different decks to choose from. It could be overwhelming at times, but in a good way. But then again, sometimes Spirit just tells me which decks to use. Ooh. It's on the PayPal? Okay, let me see, sweetheart. Good thing I got this, or I can look at it. Oh, I guess I gotta get out of that. Oh, wow, that's exciting. That's very exciting, Valerie. Let's see, girlfriend. I gotta grab one of my decks for that. Yeah, I think I put it back over there. Hold on, sweetheart. Where did it go? Here's that deck. I know I had a second one. Of course, I probably buried it somewhere. I don't think this is it. Oh, wait. No, I can use this one too. But we'll see. Oh, I forgot I have that angel deck. There's that one. That's the one I was looking for. Alright, let's see. this other deck out. Dang. Alright, Spirit. Stop making me cold. Okay. I pulled out, I know I got a third timing deck somewhere, but I think it's buried. So I pulled out my other one. Let's see. Alright, Spirit. They told me put this up. Alright, fine. Spirit, show me. For Miss Valerie. For her wishes be granted before Christmas. Spirit, to have her new home. Miss Valerie. How she have it? Christmas. Show me Spirit. First, show me past. For Miss Valerie. Show me present, Spirit. Girlfriend, I know things been rough for you lately. Just be practical is what Spirit's saying. I see you coming out at this Queen of Swords. Make sure you don't allow somebody to get the best of you, sweetheart. Spirit said you can be a spitfire if you're pushed. It's like, I think we all can be. Hi, Michelle. How you doing, beautiful? All right, Spirit, show me. Show me future. Near future. Honey, I'm thinking it's going to happen before Christmas. I got the Sun card right here. And I have the star at the bottom, which is all about your wishes being granted. So I really think so, girlfriend. But let me pull out this timing deck. I got 2 of them. Spirit, will Miss Valerie have her wishes come true before Christmas? I see you trying to slay some dragons. Spirit can be so funny. Show me, Spirit. Before Christmas, Spirit. Well, it's definitely going to be by the end of the year, girlfriend. Spirit saying by the end of the year, this and this, all about happiness. You will be happy. And yes, your wishes are going to come true. But let me see, Spirit, confirm and clarify. Before Christmas. Actually, I want to pull up that other deck. Since they said by the end of the year, let me get my yes and no deck. Of course, I probably buried that one too somewhere. Oh my gosh, my desk is such a mess. Let's see, it's right there. I was thinking I shoved it somewhere in the back of my desk. It's like I went through this little cubby hole in my desk like a couple months ago, and I had like 4 or 5 decks just buried back there that I forgot about. I was like, oh my gosh. And a couple of them are some of my favorite decks, but I haven't really touched them lately. Alright, Spirit. You said by the end of the year. Can you, like, confirm? Will this be before Christmas? Will Miss Valerie have her wishes granted before Christmas? Show me, Spirit. Will Miss Valerie have her wishes granted before Christmas? Girlfriend, I can't even make this up. Not saying you know I never do, but this is like one of my romantic love decks, but I like using them because they're like yes and no. But look at this one. It even looks like a gingerbread house. It says yes. And what does it say at the top? It says home. So Spirit's saying yes. And it even says building a home. And the other one I have is yes. Target. So, Spirit showing me a yes. Give me a few more cards, Spirit, to clarify and confirm. Confirm, Spirit. Pretty please and thank you. Yeah, I'm getting yeses, girlfriend. So, I believe you are going to be happy with this sun card and the star. That yes, your happy home is going to be happy and magical with you and your family. And Spirit saying yes, before Christmas you'll have it. And I even have this one. It says sunny days. Here's the sun card. And it says yes too. Can't make it up, girlfriend. Not saying I ever do. I just love it when Spirit really comes out and confirms. I'm loving that. Let's see. I remember. I'm excited for y'all. That's going to be awesome to have y'all's new home and have it all set up by Christmas. Because the energy, and you see how the energy changed over the last few months. Because when I did it before, we said by March. But now it's been sped up. See, miracles do happen, sweetheart. They happen every day. As long as we stay positive. I'm super excited for y'all too, honey. I can't wait to hear all about it. Let's see. I want to do something else for you, sweetheart. I have one of my other angel decks I wanted to pull. But I got a spirit guide deck too. Spirit told me to pull from this one deck and I didn't grab it. Let me grab it. This one, and I got one over here that was speaking to me too. I think it's this one. This one. Well, let me find the other one. That's not it. Yeah, this one. That's amazing, Valerie. Close to the beaches, too. I need to come visit y'all then. This mermaid needs the beach. I haven't seen the beach in, gosh, it's been a decade. I'm so excited for you, sweetheart. All right, Spirit want me to pull a couple cards from this one deck. I want to find out why, though. Let's see. Spirit, what messages do you have for Miss Valerie? All right, Miss Michelle. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you, beautiful. Sweet dreams. Good night. I am doing a members only stream later today. But you should get the notification, girlfriend. Because I'll be home. I ain't going nowhere. It's cold, though. Hey, you know what, Valerie? I would still enjoy it because it's the beach. I don't have to get in the water, but to walk on the beach, but hey, that's all I need is to hear the waves come rushing in. All right, Spirit. What messages do you have for Miss Valerie? Please and thank you. Wow, now that's beautiful, and I just got chills. Hold on, girlfriend. Spirit want me to pull one from this, too. What message do you have, Spirit, from Miss Valerie? They told me to pull these 2 decks, so I'm doing what Spirit's telling me. Spirit. Did that one flip over? Yep, it did. Look at this, Miss Valerie. Let me show you this, girlfriend. This is why I got chills, too. I mean, the other cards, yeah, I got cold, but look, this says, Rising Star, you're ready to receive the blessings of the universe. Your ambitions and talents are being noticed by those in power. And it gave me chills because it's talking about you receiving the blessings. And then Spirit saying, stop doubting and, you know, still believe in miracles and anything can happen. This is the message that came out from the other deck. It says, remember, many of the clouds casting shadows aren't real. So many of the things that maybe you were questioning, you were fearful of, that you thought wouldn't become, you know, your wishes being granted, Spirit saying they aren't real, girlfriend. So that's just confirming that. I love that. That's a beautiful message right there. Whoa. Of course, I got stuff stacked on top of each other. So let me get you an angel card from this one deck that I really like. I actually saw another one over there, but no, I'll pull from this one. So I really think y'all are going to be very happy. Spirit, just give me some clarity on this, on these 2 cards, please. Tell me more about these 2 messages from Miss Valerie. One at a time, Spirit, and then I'll pull your angel card. Spirit. Yeah, this is fast movement, girlfriend. So yeah, I really feel like it's going to happen for you before Christmas. And Spirit's still saying, like, believe, don't back down. You know, what you want, what you've been hoping, what you've been wishing for, it's worth fighting for. Even through all the stress, the worry, sleepless nights, it's all leading up to this moment for you and your family. You know, all about this right here. Again, all your wishes being granted. And now you see, because you've been fighting so hard with the 7 of Wands, you see it all coming true now. With success and your willpower going forward. It's like fast forward movement. Spirit just said speed dial. What does that mean? But if anything feels crazy to you, don't ignore it either, beautiful. But don't allow it to overwhelm you either. You know, because you might end up, you know, something else, or someone might force you to do something you may not want to do. And just trust your instincts. Yeah, speed dial. It's like, what the heck does that mean, Spirit? Speed dial. Now I need to pull some cards on that. Spirit, speed dial. What the heck does that mean? It's like, I don't know if that's them just saying, like, confirming. Spirit, tell me. Speed dial, what does that mean? I don't know if that's just them confirming like it's forward movement, going at a fasted, rapid race speed. That's weird, Spirit. I don't know, sometimes my spirit guides are a little crazy. You should have heard my mama come through loud and clear last week. It was too funny. But she was also speaking the truth, too. Spirit, speed dial. What does speed dial mean for Miss Valerie? Show me. One card at a time, Spirit. Well, I have 9 of Cups here at the bottom. That's emotional fulfillment, girlfriend. Right there. It's also another card for your wishes being granted. I feel like it might come with some heavy burdens, but I feel like this is more so just the stress of having to pack, reorganize, you know, move to a new place. And, you know, in essence, you know, even though it's exciting, but I feel like this 10 of Wands, it's overwhelming, but in a good way because of this. So I feel like Spirit's just saying, you know, get on it, like start, you know, getting things in order now. Start making the phone calls, making sure everything's lined up and ready for when you and your family can move and relocate to this new place and have them enrolled in school and all that good stuff. Yeah, I think things just changing, beautiful. Coming at you faster than expected, but that's a good thing. You know, it's this 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands normally is a heavy burden, carrying a heavy load, even carrying other people's burdens. So it can be very overwhelming, but again, it's overwhelming in a good way for you. So for, you know, if I was to pull this 10 of Wands for most people, it'd be like a heavy burden, like stressful in a bad way. But for you, this is overwhelming good with this 9 of Cups here. I love that. So, but yeah, my mama came through because the anniversary date of her death was, you know, last Saturday. But, you know I've told you before, she died on Thanksgiving Day. And so I had a subscription to an author who's also, you know, spiritual. She's also psychic and a medium. And my mama came through loud and clear. It was so funny because she can be such a smart aleck. And so I got done that morning with it, and I was deciding if I wanted to come on and stream or not. And, you know, when I feel up to streaming, I just, you know, I didn't know if I should that early or not, you know. And I didn't know if people would be up or be around and, you know, pay for a reading or whatever. And so my mama says to me, she's like, who cares what they say or think? You know, talking about, you know, the different people that come on that, you know, trolls and such. And she's like, unless they're putting money in your bank account, they don't get a vote. Their opinion doesn't matter. And if they don't like it, then they can buzz off. I just cracked up laughing. It's like, yeah, mama, that would be you to say that. So. Alright, let me get you an angel card, beautiful. Thank you so much for your donation, for supporting me. It means the world to me, honey. So, angel message for Miss Valerie, Spirit. Please and thank you. Hello, Gladys. Oh no, that's so sad. I'm sorry to hear that he is young. Spirit, angel message from Miss Valerie, please. Wow. I just heard the girl with the plan. And this says plan. Let me see. Let me get my little my armchair real quick. It says to make the most of this moment of inspiration and angel guidance, plan your day so as to reach maximum efficiency. This is a powerful time for you and you are capable of achieving a lot. Without a plan, you risk wasting precious time. So, make sure you're planning everything out, sweetheart. But this is like having that plan, you know, having all the organization, everything lined up, ready to go, packing, making all the right phone calls, making sure you have like all the utilities lined up, ready to be turned on for when you move, and, you know, your baby's enrolled in school, and, you know, even planning out, you know, what your day-to-day is going to be like once y'all are moved and settled. You know, if you have to drive a little bit farther to get them to school and back, or go to the grocery store, you know, the typical mundane things, you know, even Spirit saying making sure you plan all that out. But it's also coming with a long-term plan. But I feel like it's a long-term plan of success. So I like that. That's a beautiful angel, too. Wow. She is beautiful. I like her dress. But that's what I got for you, sweetheart. I hope that answers your question. And I'm super excited. I can't wait to hear all about it when y'all get moved in and ready. So the way the energy sits right now is, yes, you will have it by Christmas. That's a huge blessing. Have you done any Christmas shopping yet? I know, I'm so excited for you, honey. Oh my gosh, I'm super excited. And, you know, I was even looking at new homes myself earlier today, trying to find like a place where it's small, and I was even looking into like those tiny houses. You started in September? You sound like me, sweetheart. That's usually what I do. I start my Christmas shopping in September and make sure I'm done before Thanksgiving Day, but I didn't do that this year. Oh, well, that's good. That definitely does help, too, to where you can manage that. I can't wait to see you have your Christmas tree up, all set up for your babies with all their presents. That's super exciting. So yeah, I went to one of my doctors the other day, and, you know, I had to tell them to change my medication because crazy thing is that they're raising my health insurance next year to an additional $100 a month. And I told my doctor, I said, you know, that one medicine you got me on, it's like, I can't afford it anymore. Like, can you switch it to something else? And I was just thinking, you know, he would just take me off the one medication and just increase one of the other ones he has me on. But he's like, no, I can give it to you in a different form. Okay. I'm just hoping it's, you know, much cheaper. So And I'm hoping, it doesn't give me any kind of crazy side effects, having to adjust to it. So, um, so yeah, I'm hoping that, it ends up not being so outrageously expensive, because the one medication he has me on is $300 a month just for my medicine, and that's with insurance, and that's just absurd. So, but it's a medication, unfortunately, I have to have. No, I haven't, but unfortunately, that medication is, it's considered a narcotic, so they're very particular about where it goes. Um, so it's like I can't even transfer it. Whatever pharmacy my doctor sends it to is where it gets filled at. They can't transfer it to another pharmacy. And I even tried using that RX discount card, but the pharmacy that, and I'm out in the sticks, the pharmacy doesn't accept it, which I don't understand, because it's a CVS. The CVS by my old house accepted it, but this one, for whatever reason, doesn't accept it, and I don't get it. So, yes, they're very strict, which I understand. And I was telling my doctor that yesterday. It's like, I understand why they've gotten that way. I said, but it just, it sucks for people like me, because, I'm not a drug addict. My doctor knows this. Unfortunately, I have a condition that can't be fixed. And so people like me who follow the laws, who, takes it, it's prescribed to me legally, and I take it, the right way, but people like me end up paying the price for it. I'll have to look into it, YS. I have no idea. Um, I'll have to ask my doctor if he even knows what that is. So, well, I'll check into it. Thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, they do, because it's like, like I was telling my doctor yesterday, and he's been my doctor, what, 4 years? No, it's longer than that. Since 20, dang, it don't seem like it's been that long, but it has been 8 years. He's been my doctor. My other doctor before that, though, who was my doctor before I had my back surgery, and after, one of the medications that got put out there on the news, and people unfortunately were having overdoses and they got sued for it, was Oxycontin. And I was on that before I had my back surgery, and then I came off of it the day of my surgery. I took myself off of it. And, everybody thought I was going to have all these bad side effects from it. Nope, I didn't. And that's what I was telling my doctor. I said, they make people like me look bad, because I didn't, become addicted to it, even though I've heard it's very, addicting. And then, I can't remember what happened. I don't know if I fell or something, but I ended up being in excruciating pain again. Like, I never had my back surgery, so I had to go back to my other doctor, and I told them, what was going on, and they put me back on the Oxycontin, and I was on it for, I don't know, maybe 4 months, 3, 4 months, I want to say, and I was feeling better. I was getting, more mobility than, what I was, starting to be restricted from. And I started feeling better, and I was like, yeah, I don't need this medication anymore. So I took myself back off the Oxycontin. I didn't even ask my doctor. I stopped taking it. So much so, it's like I knew I was better. I knew I didn't need it anymore. So I ended up taking what was left of that medication. Like I still probably had over, I don't know, there's probably still close to maybe, 40, 50 pills in that bottle. And I poured it down the toilet and flushed the toilet. Like I knew automatically I wasn't going to need it anymore. So, but yeah. So we were talking about that. And I said, of course, you know, they would look at someone like me thinking, I abuse these medications. And it's like, no. No, when I go through and I'm flushing, my medicine down the toilet because I don't need it anymore. So, but yeah, they do take advantage. Oh, wow, YS. Yeah, I hear some of those do have really bad side effects, depending. So, yeah, it's like, my doctor agrees, it's like, because I think one of the pharmacies, like I have to get my medication filled at 2 different pharmacies because they're 2 different types of narcotic medications, and for that fear that, I'm treated like I'm a drug addict, right? And that's what me and my doctor's talking about too. He was like, yeah, they're getting very strict about that, but I have nothing to worry about. It's like I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm taking these medications as prescribed. I'm not abusing them. I don't go out there and act crazy and foolish and do what some of these people do on the streets illegally. And it's like, no. But of course, naturally, they would punish someone like me for that. So, it's like someone had told me recently. Thank you, YS. I'll look into it, baby. Like I said, maybe my doctor might even know it. And it's like there's even been like days, where even though I'm like one of my medications prescribed take every 8 hours, there's been days I haven't done that. Like I've only taken 2 of them instead of 3. I don't take it unless I need it, And then, yeah, unfortunately, I have those really bad days where I have to have it every 8 hours. But then there's other days where I can get by on 12. So, see, that's crazy. Over $1,000, the brand name, but the generic is only 20 bucks. Yeah, I mean, all my medications, they're all the generic. I don't take any of the brand name. Or maybe there's one that I do, but it's not one of the narcotics. It's something else. But yeah, it's crazy. Well, it's like even inhalers. Um, I don't use any inhalers, but the potato does, and the doctor had put him on. There's this one inhaler which it has both a steroid and an antibiotic and the I think the doctor said fungal medication in it. So it's like 3 in 1. And that inhaler was over $1,000 before insurance a month. And I think even after insurance, it still ended up being like $400 or $500. Like, y'all are crazy. Well, I appreciate the suggestion, Arias. Yeah, $1,000 for the inhaler. Man, I wish I could remember the name of that freaking inhaler. And then I know Potato went back to the doctor and asked the doctor if they can put them on something else, you know, that the medication wouldn't be as much. And the doctor said, yeah, they could probably find something else, but, you know, the doctor said, unfortunately, inhalers, they're naturally expensive. So he was saying even with insurance, he's seen inhalers run, you know, $100 plus a month after insurance covers their portion. It's like, that's insane. I don't remember them being that much when my mama was still alive because she had to use an inhaler because she had emphysema, but it's crazy. Man, what's the name of that inhaler? I used to see it advertised on TV all the time. What is the name of that freaking inhaler? I can't think of it. If I was taking it, I would know it, but it's not something I use, so. No, it's not Symbicort. But even for Symbicort, you're still looking at about $100 plus a month. No, that's not it. Hold on, let me go ask him. 'Cause I can't think of it. What's the name of that inhaler that Malden put you on that was like $1,000 a month? That's what it is. Trilogy is the name of it. It's Trilogy. So it's 3 different medications in one. And it's like $1,000 a month before insurance, but it's still like $500 after insurance pays their portion. Yes, Trilogy. So it's ridiculous for an inhaler. $1,000. The insurance, you know. Plus, I guess the pharmacy has to make their money on it and everything else. And they definitely do. Hold on. I know that didn't go back in the right spot, but maybe it's this one. Oh, I'm sure they wouldn't have that one because it's already so freaking expensive. They probably wouldn't even have any of my pain medicine because I know that stuff could be expensive too. But, yep. So, there for a while, even to get that inhaler for potato, it was like, had to use the RX discount card to afford it. But then I think the doctor gave us a discount card where you can get like 3 months free or for like $25. It was something like that, and that helped. But after that, nope. So had to change it. It's alright, YS. I appreciate you looking. But yeah. So if anybody ever gets an inhaler, just be prepared. It might cost you about $100 plus a month for it. At least here in the US, for whatever reason, it's, my doctor said inhalers are not cheap. Yep. Yep, it is. But you know, even, you do realize even some antibiotics are expensive. I didn't realize how expensive some antibiotics could be. My daddy, when he was alive, he had to take an antibiotic, and I know he told me one of his antibiotics was like $300 a month. It was ridiculous. And that was back when they were trying to get the whatchamacallit, the wound from him having his pacemaker put in, and it wasn't healing, so they had to constantly put him on antibiotics because the incision kept getting infected. For the inhaler, it's still $370 from another country. That's crazy. Life RX Pharmacy. I've never even heard of it. Yeah, you see those 3 names that you listed in there in parentheses? Those are the 3 different medications in it. The antibiotic, the steroid, and the fungal. Because unfortunately, like, the only pharmacy that's near me is CVS. I don't know if I trust it from India. But I don't know. That's still expensive either way. Even from India, that's expensive. I definitely wouldn't trust it from India. I've watched some videos on what they do. Oh, no, no, no. Hello, Koki. Oh, well, thank you. I take that as a compliment. Yeah, I don't put up with nonsense, honey. I definitely don't. Oh, okay, YS. Well, it's good to know it's made in a pharmacy. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess I have to ask the doctor about all that. YS, look up Butrans. It's spelled B as in boy, U, T as in Tom, R, A as in apple, and N as in Nancy. See if anything comes up. Well, I appreciate that, Koki. I really do. Thank you for the compliment, sweetheart. Yeah, Eternal, but you know what, baby? I watched a video, and I think it was like one of those discount places, and they were showing these guys making these different medications like in a shack, and it was not sanitary. I was like, what? And it was some of like the common medications that people would need to take for like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, that kind of thing. It's spelled B as in boy, U, T as in Tom, R, A as in apple, and N as in Nancy, and S. So Butrans. Nothing is sanitary over there. Yeah, you're right. I even saw them making some cookies. I was like, what? No. I saw a rat running around. Correct, YS. Yeah, they got their feet in it, and they got all these rats and mice running around everywhere. It's crazy. So, like, those cookies, and I watched this video like a week ago. They were showing, like, one of those cookie cans, that normally comes out, I think, around Christmas time. And there was a rat running around. And it got in the cookie mix. I was like, oh, no. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. And it's one of those ones that a lot of people would commonly buy this time of year. I was like, nope. And I know I've eaten some of those cookies, but I can't remember the name of them. Oh my gosh. It was something else. It's like, no, thank you. Y'all can keep all them cookies. I'll never be able to look at those cookies right again. So, you know, being in North America, I guess we're spoiled in that way. You know, I know some people would have problem with all the red tape, but that red tape is actually a good thing. If you watch how some of this stuff is made in other countries, it's like, yeah, y'all can keep that. I won't be eating it. Man, what's the name of that cookie? What is what, Sausage McGriddle? Sausage McGriddle, that's what the description, the title's for. The title will tell you everything you need to know. Put this deck back where I had it before all my other decks get all mixed up. That made me hungry though, because some of my wonderful subscribers and mods sent me some different candies from other places and treats for my bad sweet tooth that I get every now and then. Could you just imagine, Eternal, eating those cookies? They're like sugar cookies too, I think. Oh man, what's the name of them? They come in that silver round tin. And I think the color tin is like a dark blue. Like a navy blue, I want to say. I couldn't even imagine thinking of eating those cookies, because then I would think there's been rats all in it. Or their feces in it. It's like, nope. I mean, yeah, I couldn't even buy one of those for, like, my worst enemy. Oh, baby, I can just imagine what you know. I don't want to know about flour. Oh, Lord. What do you know, Eternal? I'm sure you got some stories. Are you serious, Eternal? Oh my gosh. No, thank you. Now you're telling me I gotta make sure. Well, I would never know because of all the processed foods that has flour in it. I would never know where they got their flour from. Oh my gosh. So you're pretty much saying we probably all have had probably some type of rat feces, knowing that a lot of things are made with flour. Oh my goodness gracious. Joyce McCain. Yes, I do know Jesus loves me. And, you know, I really don't need anybody coming here to remind me of that. But what I will say is saying stuff like that is offensive to some people. So you may want to keep that in mind. Because I can promise you, you offended someone in here. Hello, Bridget. Thank you, sweetheart. You have a blessed day, too. Happy Thanksgiving. Ross, you don't need to know who that person offended, but I know who they offended. See, I might be a Christian woman, which I deeply am, but I'm also very aware of my subscribers and mods' beliefs. And not everyone believes in Christianity and Jesus and so forth. So I'm also very accepting of other people's religious beliefs. And I do believe in religious freedom. Hello, my boring life. How you doing? Thank you, Bridget. Sending many blessings to you, sweetheart. I'm going to have a peaceful Thanksgiving. I'll be here streaming. Home Alone. It makes me think of that movie. Oh, I understand, Eternal. Yeah, we've talked about that before. You know, it's always so interesting to talk about the different people from history who are considered prophets or Jesus being the Messiah. But even like in Jewish people don't even believe Jesus was the Messiah either. Ross, let me tell you something. I understand your point of view, but you see, I'm also a person that I fight for religious freedom. Okay, so by someone coming in here and preaching, especially when this is not church, that's offending people because you're stepping on other people's religious beliefs by doing that. Trying to shove someone's religious beliefs down someone else's throat. No, that's not acceptable here. And that offends me that anyone would come in here and do that to someone else. Okay? I'm not telling anybody else what to believe or how to believe, but it's wrong to go around and try and shove it down other people's throats too, who disagree or don't believe the same as you. That's being respectful. And you know, if we want to talk about anything, especially when it comes to Jesus, the one thing he taught his principles were to love and accept everyone unconditionally. So that doesn't sound very accepting and loving people unconditionally if you want to sit here and try and shove your religious beliefs down someone else's throat who doesn't believe the same as you. Because again, we're not in church. this is a tarot spiritual channel, so most people would throw stones at me just because I am a spiritualist who is divinely guided, but, you know, Christianity would tell me that I'm practicing witchcraft, which I'm not, but in their eyes I am, depending on who you ask. Someone who's deeply religious will say that, or say that I'm evil. So, but anyways, Ross, tell you more about spirituals. I don't know what you want to know. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to read tarot cards for people. So unless you're here to pay for a reading, this isn't the time for that. Now, Ross, if you wanted to pay for one of my memberships, well, I talk about that there among my members. But here, this is specifically to read tarot cards for people. Alright, Ross. Well, I guess I gotta time you out, because you didn't understand what I said the first time. Eternal, I don't know why people want to talk about that. It just blows my effing mind. Like, this isn't a time for that. We're not in church, and you know, this is my channel, so this is my home. But I am surprised that people don't look at it that way. Going in and disrespecting people in their own home. That's rude. Most people will throw you out of their house. So, speaking of eternal, let's see. I know you love this deck, and you're one of the reasons why I got it, so I'll even pull you a goddess card, because I got that other deck here too. Let's see what the dark goddesses have to tell you today, Eternal. Spirit, can I have a message for Eternal, please? I do have the other collection deck, which has more goddesses in it, but I haven't even had a chance to shuffle it yet. I keep forgetting about it. Spirit. Can I get a goddess for eternal light, please, and thank you. Spirit. Can I get one card for eternal, please? Okay. This one's sticking out too. Ooh, isn't she pretty? Who is that? It's like I like the style of the letters, but sometimes it's hard to read them. Spirit, where is it? The Vengeful Enchantress, Morgana. Two came out eternal, so I'll read them both to you, baby. It says, in the Arthurian tales, Morgana is depicted as King Arthur's half-sister, known for her powers of sorcery. She uses of magic would set her apart from the rest of the court, leading to suspicion and fear from her family, who viewed her magic as unnatural, dangerous, and evil, eventually stripping her of any titles, privileges, and recognition she had within the kingdom. Fueled by betrayal and grievances, her quest for revenge consumed her, driven by desire to overthrow King Arthur's rule and establish her own power. She embodies the potent energy of revenge and the desire for retribution, reminding us that revenge is a powerful force that can be both empowering and consuming. Tread carefully in the realm of revenge, for it can be a double-edged sword, capable of bringing temporary satisfaction, but also perpetuating a cycle of negativity and suffering. So be mindful of the energy you invest in seeking revenge and consider redirecting that energy towards personal growth, inner peace, and creating positive change. Remember that true healing and growth often come from finding forgiveness and rising above the desire for revenge. So, Eternal, you being vengeful lately, baby? That's the first one. And then you got the Fae for the other one. Let's see, let me find the Fae. Just because you're one of my best mods. 97. Tread carefully, Eternal. And this one is the Fae. And it says, the Fae, also known as the Fair Folk or fairies, are mythical beings deeply connected to nature and the spiritual realm, sometimes mischievous and whimsical, and other times carrying warnings of their unpredictable nature. They are said to be guardians of the natural world and protectors of ancient wisdom. However, the Fae are known to be capricious and easily offended, capable of playing tricks and exacting revenge on those who disrespect them or disrupt the balance of their realm. They are often seen as tricksters, often acting like children. These ethereal creatures beckon you to explore the hidden realms of your imagination, inviting you to embrace wonder in the extraordinary. The Fae brings a sense of playfulness and joy, encouraging you to embrace the childlike wonder within you. They inspire you to find delight in the small moments and to see the beauty and magic that surrounds you. Reconnect with the pure and the joyful spirit of your inner child. Allow yourself to be spontaneous, creative, and free-spirited. Engage in activities that bring you joy, whether it's dancing, painting, or simply laughing without restraint. By nurturing your inner child, you cultivate a sense of joy and lightness that can positively influence your well-being. So there you go, baby. It's interesting how they both are talking about exacting revenge, baby. So I don't know what's going on with you, Eternal. Unless you're being overly protective, then I get it. Okay. Whenever I get a chance, I'll shuffle and get the other deck going because it has more goddesses in it. That was the whole reason why I got it. Because it has additional goddesses that this one doesn't have. Okay. And I know you like this one too, Eternal. So Spirit, for Eternal, please. And thank you. Of course. Where did I put the box? Oh, it's right there. Let's see if one of these cards comes out and says exactly what those goddess cards said. Spirit, what message do you have for Eternal? Please and thank you. What are you talking about back in ancient times, Eternal? When you're talking about the fairies with the trapped spirit in the shadows? Or are you talking about an experience you've had? Oh, I know, baby. Well, I remember that time I saw one. Blew my mind. Well, hello, Andre. How you doing, baby? Happy Thanksgiving. I'm surprised you're up at this hour, honey. Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about, Eternal. Yeah. Well, I got the key for you, Eternal. And it's funny you mentioned the ghost. That's at the bottom. Right here, baby. The ghost. So, you can look up the key and the ghost. You got all the insight, baby. You're having insomnia? Oh, I'm sorry, baby. That's never good. But I understand. There's times I've had it myself. Oh, well, that would make sense why the fairies would come up then. I understand that. Oh, thank you, Andre. I should read those. Okay. Let me pull them out. Yeah, my girlfriend made me the shell one, and I decided to put it with my my blue flowers for my mama. Okay. You have some chamomile tea. I heard that helps. I don't have any. I mean, I thought I tried it maybe once, but I can't remember why. I don't know if someone had sent me like a gift basket or something when right after I had a surgery. That's what I want to say, is when I got it. I know some people stand by it, though. I know they drink chamomile tea, but there's another one I've heard people talk about. Do you have any special plans today, Andre? I love caramel, but boy, it's sticky too. I need to put these candies back before I eat this whole bag. Yes, I've heard of that too, Andre. There's another one, though. Doggone it. I can't think of the name of it. Visiting family. Well, that'll be very nice. I'm staying home. I'm going to spend my quiet day here at the house by myself. And then I'll be streaming later today too. Yes, I just haven't been to the pool hall yet. But I plan on going sometime. I was going to go last week to play in a tournament, but I didn't feel up to it. So, but I'm going to go soon. I still need to get my car fixed. My car's been, broken down since March. So, I haven't been going anywhere just because of that, because I don't have my car. And until I get it fixed, it's kind of holding me back from doing a few different things, actually. So, I'll be here working. I'll be streaming later. I'm going to do a regular stream for everyone, and then I'll turn it over to just paid memberships only. You know, that's a good question. I was wondering that myself. I might do the first one at 4 p.m. Eastern. Unless I wake up a little bit earlier. I guess it just depends on how quickly I get to bed. And then I'll probably only be on for a little while though. And then I'll take a break and then I'll get on later in the evening time. And then do that stream with my paid members only. Yes, I came on. I woke up late. My doctor changed my medication, so I think my body's trying to adjust to it right now. Most definitely. I love the shoot pool. I love the camaraderie that comes with it, but I just love being on a pool table. It does bring me such peace when I play. And it's one of those games that you have to be focused. Otherwise, you're going to miss your shot, and then you're going to get your butt spanked, so... The first one will probably be at 4 p.m. Eastern, Andre. And the second one will probably be around 10 p.m. Eastern, which would be my usual time I come on and stream. Unless I'm up earlier. Probably find out most people will be at home sleeping. Feeling like a stuffed turkey. Or some of those people are going to go out there and do some Black Friday shopping, which I'm not doing. I know, you know, I think a lot of the Black Friday shopping sales already started, but... Hello, Connie. I was talking to someone the other day. Was it my doctor? I think so. I think when I was at my doctor the other day, We were talking about the holidays, and I was telling them, I said, yeah, I'll be at home. I said, because it's not like Santa's bringing me anything this year except for some coal. That's what Santa's going to fill my stocking up with this year is coal. So we were actually, Eternal, you got brought up actually, because I told him what you told me, how, you know, coal is, you know, would be a good thing for y'all because y'all use it to heat y'all's house. Was it Jeanette Lee, the Black Widow? Jeanette Lee is one of the best Asian American pool players around. There's actually another one, but she's not as well known, and I don't think that would be about her. Yeah, we'll just say 4 p.m. and 10 p.m., Andre. It's all going to be dependent, but that's probably when I'll be on unless I'm up earlier or later. And you're welcome, Andre. So if you're home, you can come say hi to me, baby. Oh, I know. I never did any Black Friday shopping either. I never got into it. I always thought people were crazy for the same thing you're saying about standing in line for hours on end or having to camp out. And then the people who go in there and fight with each other. It's like, it's not worth it. But I get it. If people don't have the money but they're trying to get everything they can for their loved ones, and there's, you know, some incredible sales, I get it. But I sat there and said to myself, I said, nope. I'll save myself the extra stress and headache and the rest, and I'll end up paying full price if I have to. if I need to get it from my loved one that badly. So I'm not doing none of that. None of it. And then you sit there and you watch all the people, like, right after, showing all these fights in all these different malls and shopping, you know, stores, getting into physical fights with each other. It's like, nope. That won't be me. Because my luck, I'd be the one that would get into a fight with somebody and then I'd be hauled off to jail. So, I'm too feisty. Wow, I didn't know they did a documentary on her. But yes, Jeanette Lee, a.k.a. the Black Widow. She is. She's one of the best pool players. I never got to formally meet her. I had an opportunity to, but something came up. What was it? She was supposed to be here in Atlanta for something. But I did, for whatever reason, something came up and I didn't get to attend to meet her. But many of the other well-known pool players, like the other famous well-known pool player, but she's from the UK, is Alison Fisher. It's funny though, because so many people used to mistake me for Jeanette Lee. So I always took it as a compliment. Yes, she is. She is an amazing player. Even the story behind her is amazing because her and I have something in common, actually. She actually was in a bad car accident. And she had neck surgery. So, and I know she still deals with, I think like her sciatica will act up from time to time. Like mine. Well, I appreciate you coming and watching my stream, Andre. I appreciate all your love and support, baby. But yes, I do love Jeanette Lee. I don't know, Andre, if you've ever seen my pool cue back there. But I have a lot of the pros' autographs on it. Most of them are men. Like Johnny Archer is one well-known player. Another one is Ralph Eckert, Corey Dole, Shane Van Boning's another. But I also have Allison Fisher's autograph on my pool cue back there. I got to meet them and play pool with them. Of course, naturally, I got my butt kicked. But it was still awesome to play them. Oh, I know how people act foolish and crazy out there. People do get wild and crazy during Black Friday shopping. It's not worth going to jail. It's definitely not worth me getting into a physical fight with anyone. I'm surprised I never heard about it. Because I had HBO for years. I don't have cable now, but for well over 20 years, I did have cable. And one of the prime channels I had was HBO. So I'll have to look it up. I'm over here shuffling one of my new decks. Never used it before. It's been sitting over here on my desk for the last few months now. Hi, KB. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Same to you, honey. You talking about Allison Fisher, Andre? You are correct. Allison Fisher and Jeanette Lee are rivals. That's like, Jeanette Lee is Allison Fisher's nemesis. Yes, they did. I had several people, especially when I was younger, like in my early 20s, early mid-20s, when I would be in the pool hall. I would get mistaken for her all the time. Hold on, baby. I gotta run to the ladies' room. I'll be right back. Oh, does she, Andre? I'll have to look it up, baby. I didn't know they did a documentary on her. But it wouldn't surprise me. She is a special lady. I'll show you my pool cue. Let me see. I got both of them back here. The only one that's not over here is my breaking cue. But this has all my autographs on it. Let's see. I also have a few cue balls with the same autographs that I had them sign for me. Because one of them, I had every intention on giving to my daddy before he passed away, but I never got the opportunity to give it to him. So I still have it. Crap. Let me see. Yeah, and they will do that, you know, and then all the sponsorship, because I know Allison Fisher, even in recent years, she's one of the top grossing women in the world as far as pool players. I don't, and I can't remember why I looked it up, but I was looking at something. I don't recall seeing Jeanette Lee's name on there, but I know Allison Fisher was still pretty much almost at the top. So there's Allison Fisher's name right there. And then one of the few other big names that's been around is Johnny Archer, which is right there. And then Thomas Thorsten is right there. And one of the really good guys that I really have a lot of respect for because he's deaf is Shane Van Boning. He's a great player. Very gifted, very talented. And then I have Corey Dole's another big one. And then there's Hunter Lombardo. He's another big name. And then, where is it? There's another one on here. Oh, John Smith. John Smith's a big straight pull player. Very good. He's very gifted too. So those are some of the big names I have on here though. One of Johnny Archer actually has his own pool hall because he's from Georgia. And I've played in it before. I played a tournament in it. It was actually one of my last tournaments I played in some years ago. I need to put that pool cue back up. And then I know some of them, because they had a big, huge tournament. It was a tour that came around, and that's where a lot of them were at. But there was another event that was hosted here in Atlanta some years ago, but I ended up missing it just because I think I had one of my relatives, I think, had some health problems, and I was helping to take care of them, so I couldn't make it as much as I wanted to. I ended up missing it. Hello, Jesse. Well, it's good to see you, baby. Future man, you know, you are disrespecting the exact principles that Jesus also taught people. So you seem to forget that. Thank you, Andre. You too, baby. Sweet dreams to you. Enjoy today with your family. I know it'll be a huge celebration, happy occasion. So, maybe I'll catch you later tonight. Alright, future man. You seem to not have any respect. So, Jesse, you know, honey, that area is complicated. I don't get involved in all that. But, you know, I don't know much about it, but I know it deals with some of the darker energy, I'll say. Just be careful, Jesse. Don't go down that road, baby, just because you're going through a lot, you know. Life is supposed to teach us lessons. And unfortunately, yeah, some of us have to go through some of the hard things in order to grow and evolve. I'm shuffling my cards like I'm reading your energy. Is that what it is? I'm just shuffling my deck. It's a brand new deck, so I can put all my energy into it. And it'll be good for me to read with. I already read with it once today. I gotta put this deck back where it goes. Oh, Blaze. Well, you know what? Since you really think, you know, we're old people who read energy and don't know what we're doing, you know, you can see your way left. You talking about my pool cue, Andre, with all the pool players' autographs on it? Yes, it is. And my cue balls. I have my cue balls still boxed up, though. Oh, Blaze, that wasn't a request, you see. I don't need your negativity in here, so it's time for you to see yourself out. You know, since, you know, you don't think people like me are real, apparently. That's your opinion. Doesn't make it a fact either. I'm not a homie. I'm a woman. Eternal, did you fall asleep, baby? Hello, Betty. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, Moscow, I don't know what the heck that means. I ain't got no use for the emojis and all that nonsense. Virus, yes, I read cards. Okay, baby. I wasn't sure. You went quiet, so I figured you already dozed off. Which I wouldn't blame you, truthfully. What time you gotta work today? 1 o'clock? And thank you, Betty. Most definitely, Andre. They are. I gotta put that pull shaft up. I don't play with it just for that reason. Well, you know, baby, I can always shut it down and come back later. Because I know you gotta get to bed. And I know I gotta do the membership reading still. So, I'm not gonna hang out here all night like this. I already been out here for 2 hours just chatting, so as much as I enjoy the chat, I gotta save my energy for my people who need my guidance and pay for my readings. So, maybe it's time to say goodnight. Until tonight. $4.20, I do paid readings. Oh, really? Let's see. I don't know what you're asking about Mexican. That has nothing to do with anything here. $4.20. I don't know what makes you think that it's a con. But if that's how you think, you don't need to be here then. All right, Lamelo. Night's out for you. And Virus, you know. Just the simple fact that you would even ask if you already think it's a con just because you would have to pay for it shows you have no respect for what I do. So, with that being said, and because you weren't trying to be rude, well, I don't know what your intention was by saying it and asking the question, is that not a con? I mean, you tell me. You go to work, right? You pay, you know, you get paid for what you provide, whether that's services or a product. I'm no different. So tell me how that's a con, especially for someone like me who, as my mod would tell you, back in the older days, ancient times, I'd be considered an oracle. And, you know, where even kings and queens and emperors had oracles. Well, Virus, I can't read for you. I don't work for free, Virus. Oh, dog. That's your personal opinion. Let's see. Doesn't make it true. Virus, nothing wrong with being a peasant. No. I'm just telling you what I am. And yes, people like me get paid for what we do. Because of us having a divine connection for those of us who are working in the lights. We're like the mediator between y'all and God or Jesus, if you believe in a God or in Jesus. Virus, I don't need free advice. I can pull my own cards if I need advice, honey. Hello, sweets. And you know, Virus, just the fact that, you know, it's just not fair for you to get a free reading when others who come to me pay. That's just not fair. Even my mod, Eternal, pays for readings. So that speaks for itself. And he's not the only one I have. That's one of my moderators who pays. Virus, because some people would rather get their cards pulled by someone else. Or get confirmation of something. So, but since you are not here for that, I don't have the time or energy to explain all this, so I'm Gravy. Sweets, thank you for asking. I hope you are too. And happy Thanksgiving if you live in the United States, since it's our Thanksgiving today. Alright. And because my mod needs to get to work, thank you, sweets. I appreciate it, sweetheart. And that's very sweet of you, sweets. Same to you, honey. So, my beautiful people, I'm going to say goodnight for now. And get some of my other work done. So, I will be back later today to do a stream. I'll be doing 2 separate streams. One's going to be out here in the open like this. The other one will be for my paid members only. So, you might only catch a portion of my stream later if you're not a paid member of my Patreon or my YouTube. But I'll be back for a little while, a little bit later, to do any personal paid readings if you're interested. But until then, beautiful people, I'm wishing y'all a wonderful, fabulous, happy Thanksgiving today if you live in the United States. And if you live elsewhere, I'm wishing y'all a wonderful, beautiful day. Until next time, sending y'all blessings, love, and light. Good night.